Hey y'all, this is Chef Ashley Shep, and welcome to Shrimp Fajitas with Mr. Addy Daddy himself, Addiola of Addy Daddy Seasonings and Sauces. And so today we're going to be making shrimp fajitas with a chipotle cream sauce. Hey Ashley, and I'm going to add him on right now. If you are tuning, let me know if you're watching live or the replay, and then also tell me what you're having for dinner tonight. If you haven't made a choice about it, this might be a great option for you to have. Hey, how are you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. I was just telling folks that we are making shrimp fajitas today, and to let us know what they're having for dinner. So,
Oh, nice.
hey, Miss Katie Ann, thanks for tuning in. We're making shrimp fajitas. Let us know, what are you having for dinner today? So I told them if they hadn't already made a choice that this could be a great option as well. Hey, Sonia, thanks for tuning in.
Okay.
Hey, Angela. All right, so do you want to walk through the ingredients or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we have today, I've kind of already got a head start. I like to kind of prep.
Oh, you cheated. I gotta do mine. Let me get my cutting board.
All right. So we have some bell peppers, try some some orange, red, and some yellow onions, some sour cream, of course, Addy Addy Taco Loco seasoning.
Oh, you got
We
the
have
big. Wait,
avocado
wait,
oil.
wait a minute. Let me see that one. You got the big. There's a big version. Now y'all know I love larger versions of seasonings. Case in point, garlic
Oh
powder.
yeah.
I got the smaller one, which I need to talk to you about the bigger one later. But okay, keep going. Sorry.
All right. So then I have the adobo. If I can position this right. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Um, boom, adobo, chipotle and adobo sauce, some limes. Yep, that's the exact brand I have as well.
Okay.
Some
Cool.
cheese
Just in
for
case some
garnish.
people
Yep,
didn't know what it looked like, and there's different brands, but this one is a good one. So
yes. I believe there's another one called San Marcos.
yes,
Yep. Some cilantro,
gotta have the cilantro.
fresh tortillas, and last but not least, some deveined shrimp.
Okay, nice. And my shrimp is in the sink. And so if you are just now tuning in, I asked earlier, let us know what you're having for dinner. We're making shrimp fajitas with the chipotle cream sauce. And I just broke the little tab off of my chipotle.
Oh wow.
So we'll see if I get this open. I'm gonna try my can opener. And I have one of those, not, I was gonna say weird, but fancy can openers where it cuts along here instead of
Okay.
here. You don't have to worry about it falling in. So we'll see if I get this open. But if that's a good point, because any kind of variation that you need to make to this recipe, feel free. I'm using high fiber tortillas. They are whole wheat by the Olay company. This is a company based out of Atlanta. And
Huh,
then
I didn't know that. We
use,
always buy that. I didn't even know it was out
oh,
of
okay. Yes.
Atlanta.
I only know that because the restaurant depot that I go to is right next to it, and it always smells like fresh tortillas, so it's amazing to shop at.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm just going to use a green bell pepper. Use whatever color that you want. All of them are actually the same pepper. They're just at different stages of what is the word? Stages of ripeness, I guess. And so the brighter they are, the sweeter they are. So the red ones are the sweetest. So any kind of variations you need to make to this, feel free. And if you do not have the Taco Loco seasoning, I would suggest considering getting it. You can go to my link in my bio, and it just says Addy Daddy Seasonings, and you can get 15% off with my code Chef Ashley Shep. So, all right, let's see. Okay, so let's check out the comments. Hey, Brittany, thanks for tuning in. What are you eating tonight, Brittany? All right, Ashley from Routine and Things said she's not cooking because she's not feeling well. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but she wants to make this later. Okay, sorry to hear that. Hope you are feeling better soon. And then Sonia said her power has been off. Oh wow, since 9 a.m. the whole weekend, but so she doesn't know. Wow.
Wow, it's hot outside.
Situations today. So hopefully this will help to be an escape for you. And I hope your power gets turned back on. That's really frustrating and annoying that's happening. So, all right. So you want to lead us through, take us away, and I'm going to flip my
Okay.
camera so y'all can see what I am making. So I'm going to start
Okay.
chopping
First,
because I got to catch
the
up.
first thing we should probably do is make the cream sauce. So I have my sour cream, and I have my sour cream,
Okay.
and I have about, is it a quarter of a cup in here?
Can you tilt down just a little bit so we can see you mixing it?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Then I'm gonna just add in the chipotle and adobo sauce.
And so chipotle are a type of pepper. If you've heard of Chipotle, the restaurant is where they got their name from. And so the only thing that's in here is, well, I'll read you. So this one has water, chipotle peppers, onions, vinegar, tomato paste, a little bit of salt, dried peppers, a little sugar, so, kind of cut, and then soybean oil and spices. And so this is pretty spicy. So that's why he's adding it to the sour cream to kind of calm it down a little bit. You can actually cook with these directly as like the starter of whatever you're making. So like, for example, if we wanted to do chicken with this or whatever, you would saute this at the same time as your onions and bell peppers, and then it will kind of take on that flavor from that. So check it out at your local store. So it's just chipotle and adobo sauce.
And I like to add just a little bit of the taco seasoning in there.
Okay.
Just to add a little bit more flavor to it.
And in the taco seasoning, let me read it to y'all. So there's sea salt instead of regular table salt, cumin, onion, garlic, smoked paprika, my favorite, spices, chipotle pepper, ancho chili powder, which is, if you ever use regular chili powder, it kind of has like a mild taste, but the ancho chili is made from poblano peppers, which if you ever order chili pepper or chili rains at restaurants where they're just stuffed chilies, they usually use poblano peppers. And so it's got kind of like a sneaky heat to it. I'll use them in soup. So like my salsa verde soup, I use it in that. It's got a nice subtle flavor. And then paprika, it's a regular paprika, and then the rice concentrate. And the rice concentrate is something that helps the spices not stick together. So it's an anti-caking agent, and just to kind of give you a shot of it. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but
okay.
Smells
Ashley, I have a quick question for you.
Uh-huh.
What do you like about it so far?
About what, the taco?
The taco seasoning. Yep.
Well, I normally make my own taco seasoning, and so I'll usually put it in a little, the soup containers when you go to Asian restaurants.
Yeah.
That you have. So I normally make my own, and I put it in there. And the ingredients that I use are some of the same ingredients that are in the Taco Loco. So the smoked paprika, I use cumin, onion powder, garlic powder. I normally don't add regular paprika to it, so that's a nice touch as well. And then I use ancho chili powder. So it's like it's saving me a step because it already has what I would use anyway. And extra.
Gotcha.
So.
Gotcha.
Hey, Fit Culture TT, thanks for tuning in. Let us know what you're having for dinner. We're making shrimp fajitas. Let me get my.
All
right, keep going.
So I've already mixed it all up. So now I'm just going to put it in the refrigerator and let it chill while we get to cooking the shrimp.
Okay, cool. And I am chopping up my peppers, and I'm going to do my onion next. And so for your onion, you could use a yellow onion. You could use a red onion. Even a white onion. Any would work. They just have slightly different tastes to them. So I would probably do a sweet onion though. All right. So, okay. So next step, let's see. Let me turn on. So I'm going to flip you guys around.
Okay.
And then I'm going to turn on my skillet because I'm actually using.
I probably should do the same as well.
Let me turn off my camera. There we go. Make it crisp. Okay. So I'm using a skillet. And so I like to pull this out when I'm doing demos like this, but then also because it has a temperature gauge on this side, I can control it a little bit better than I can control my stove. And so this particular brand is by Bella, and it was from Macy's. But this will give a good aerial shot for you all so y'all can see what's going on.
I'm going to go ahead and use a cast iron for mine. Nice. And while you're getting that heated up, I'm going to go ahead and season the shrimp.
Okay. All right, so for yours, are you only using the Taco Loco, or are you adding anything else to it?
Just Taco Loco. With the seasonings, what I love about it is how easy it can be. Like, I don't add anything extra to it unless I need extra salt if I'm making something like greens or something like that,
Right. Yeah.
or beans or something like that. Those are the only times I gotta add additional salt to it.
Okay.
Um, but for the most part, I just use the seasoning.
The season. Yeah. And so for and I pretty much do the same because, like you said, it already has salt in it. And what I love about them is that they have sea salt instead of table salt. And can you kind of talk about what your choice was or why you chose to do like the pink Himalayan sea salt and then regular sea salt instead of regular salt in your seasonings?
Just for the health benefits of just using sea salt versus iodine salt. Um, and one of the biggest things about the seasoning for me is trying to find the freshest ingredients. At the same time, looking at it from a health spectrum and
Right.
saying, hey, what can I put in my body that's going to actually help me and I can still
Right.
enjoy some of the same foods that I need. So those are the main reasons why I went with the pink Himalayan sea salt and the regular salt. Another thing that I found is pink Himalayan sea salt actually makes the food taste a little sweeter. It's weird.
Yeah,
At least in my
and
opinion.
yeah, and I mean that's exactly what I share with my audience is that it's so much better to use um if you're going to choose to use salt, which you should use a little bit of salt because it actually helps your other flavors come alive a little bit. So if you are going to use, don't try this at home. I'm sticking my hand in the skillet. I washed my hands. I need to separate those onions. But yeah, if you're going to use salt, pink Himalayan salt is definitely a better option than traditional table salt. And so in mine, I have a half an onion and then a bell pepper. I could do another onion, but I'm the only one in this house that likes onions, so I'm gonna let this ride like that. And all I did was use some olive oil. You can use avocado oil. You can use grapeseed oil. Doesn't have to be olive oil. Hey, Sharita, thanks for tuning in. Let us know what you're having for dinner tonight. So we're making shrimp fajitas. If you guys have any questions for Adiola, Mr. Addy Daddy, or myself, just put them in the comments. There's a question bubble, or not a bubble. It's a square and it has a question mark. So just drop those in there for us.
I'll let that heat up just a little bit, and then I'll throw in my peppers and onions.
All right. So I'm going to go get my shrimp. And one way to test this to see if your pan is too hot is, well, actually, it depends on what you're making. So like you said, you're doing more of a taco version. I'm doing more of a fajita version. So I want my pan to be a little bit hotter than what Adiola is going to do, because when you think about when you order fajitas at a restaurant, that pan is sizzling. It's on a cast iron, like you said you're using. And so my shrimp is not going to need very long to cook at all, because that's one of the great things about shrimp is that they're done literally in 3 minutes max.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my bell peppers and onions in the skillet.
All right. And one thing I'm going to do, which you can actually do with multiple kinds of meat, is I'm going to pat my shrimp down a little bit with a paper towel. And does anybody know why I'm doing that? Can you let us know in the comments? Why do you think I'm using a paper towel to pat down my shrimp?
Take out the excess water.
Don't tell them I was letting. I was trying to see if any of them knew. But yes, you're right. So it is to take out the excess water. But there is another reason that goes with it. So what else is that going to do? When you take out that excess water, what's going to happen? And how is it going to change how the shrimp cooks, I guess, would be a better question. Patting it down. And you can do this with chicken. You can do this with other seafood.
Yeah, you can literally do it with anything. Fish taco, chicken taco,
Right.
pork if you eat pork.
Yeah, and I've even done tempeh tacos for a client that I had. She was vegan, and so tempeh is, to me, it's a little better of an alternative than tofu. I know a lot of people get tired of tofu because of the texture, but tempeh has the texture of, you can make it be like ground beef. You can slice it thin, and there's even a bacon tempeh that they make where, now it doesn't taste exactly like bacon, but with the miracles of liquid smoke and all things like that, it does have a bacon-esque flavor. So it's very versatile. So if you're thinking about transitioning to vegan, I would suggest considering tempeh as an option. But yes, all right. So Sharita said, does it stop the shrimp from being soggy? Yes, ma'am. And then it also does it help the seasoning take better? It does as well. What it's going to do is actually make it so that there can be like a nice little sear on the shrimp also. So anytime you're trying to get like Adiola said, like chicken or anything like that, anytime you want it to not be as mushy, if you're going to pan sear it, then patting it down with a towel or paper towel is definitely a great step. And once again, we're using the Taco Loco seasoning from Addy Daddy. If you, just so you can see the back, no calories, very low sodium, and not much else. And then we got sea salt, which is a better version of salt for you than table salt. Cumin, which is used in a lot of Mexican dishes, also some Indian dishes. Onion, garlic, onion again, smoked paprika, my favorite. Chipotle pepper, ancho chili powder, which you should try separately just by itself. Ancho chili powder is really good. Regular paprika, and then rice concentrate. And the rice concentrate makes it not stick together. So, all right. So I'm
Chef Ashley, quick question for you.
What's up?
Have you ever tried jackfruit tacos?
I have not. And I was going to buy jackfruit, but where I am, like seasonally, whenever I got it, it was like $1 a pound, and those things are huge. And so I was like, I don't know if I want to invest $20 in this thing if I'm not gonna like it. But I've heard great things about it. Have you? Is that something you all eat?
Yes. I actually get it out of the can, so it's in like a lime type of preserve, but you have to really really wash it out, and you can actually use it to. I actually made some barbecue sliders with it as well too. So that's definitely a great option for if you're a vegan.
Yes, and that's definitely something I've seen, like barbecue. I was about to say barbecue chicken, but it's not chicken. I've heard that it has the consistency of like pulled pork, and so that's a great option to use for it. And so if some of you are watching, you're like, this is too much seasoning. Some of the seasonings don't cook out. No big deal. And because it's using sea salt, I don't have to worry about it being too salty. I have less of a worry about it being salty because sea salt, you don't need as much of it as regular salt. Good question.
Oh, right, I forgot to even tell you. One of the main reasons why I ended up creating the Taco Loco, I actually read the back of like the taco package that everybody's used to getting.
Terrible.
I used a whole bunch of it.
Yes.
It was terrible.
They're terrible for you.
I was like, hold on, there's sugar in here too? Wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
And the thing is, a lot of them actually have MSG in them. They have maltodextrin or maltodextrin in them, which is like, if you don't have to have all those extra chemicals, why would you? So that's another reason why I agreed to partner with you, because your company philosophy is the same that I believe, is that you can still eat delicious food. It doesn't have to have a bunch of chemicals in it, and it can still taste good, and you don't have to keep buying those seasoning packets, which is why I actually started making my own. When I was telling you earlier, is because they're not even that good, but it's because you feel like it's the only option. But there are other options. All right, let's see. All right. Okay, Sharita said she had. Oh wait, hold on. Let me scroll back up. Hey, Judy Passion, thanks for tuning in. All right, Sharita said, great tip. It would be good for the charcoal grill as well. You're right. It would be. She's had jackfruit barbecue sandwiches in vegan restaurants. Hey, Sora Kim, thanks for tuning in. My husband's trying to be funny. He said he didn't know this was going on downstairs. Yeah. Yes. Oh, my thing's going off. What's going on? Oh. So one thing about this skillet that I have, it's the opposite direction of my stove. And so when I turn up the heat, I'm actually turning it down. So I had to turn that back up. So my shrimp might take a little longer. But if you're cooking this on the stove instead of a skillet like this, I'm only doing this because of the angles. Then with shrimp, it really should just take less than 5 minutes, depending upon how crowded your pan is. My pan's a little crowded because I'm trying to get all of them on there.
Yep. So I just got done with my peppers. So I took that off the skillet. Now I'm getting ready to add the shrimp in there.
Okay, perfect. And Kim said that she ordered the seasonings today. She can't wait to try them. Awesome. Which kind?
Awesome.
Let us know.
Thank you so much. You're going to love it.
Yes, let me show you some of the other ones that I love while this is cooking. All right, so some of my other favorites that I have is the SBF. And so that stands for steak, burgers, and fries. But I don't follow food rules unless it's baking, so I don't only put it on steak, burgers, and fries. And I'm actually gonna flip so I can see my face. So with this one, I've tried it on skillet potatoes. I did a scramble 2 nights ago, and I did sweet potatoes, broccoli, and andouille sausage, which sounds kind of weird together, but put this on top of it, amazing. And so this one has sea salt, onion, garlic, red pepper flakes, brown sugar, which is a nice unexpected touch because what the sugar does is it caramelizes a little bit, not to the point where it's like overly sweet because you have that spice in there, and so it's a nice balance. Smoked paprika again, onion, rice concentrate, just so it doesn't say. I'll let you see. Let me flip so y'all can see this one. All right, so you got those red pepper flakes in there, that brown sugar, and it smells amazing. Another one that I love is the everything seasoning. And so if you are somebody who likes Lawry's, this is a good replacement for it because, and what's funny is I tell people what's actually in Lawry's and they're like, I don't know, because I don't eat those seasonings, but it's paprika, and which gives it this red color. Then it is turmeric, which a lot of people are like, I don't know about turmeric, but I'm like, you've been eating it if you've been eating Lawry's.
It's so turmeric is good for you too.
It is.
Anti-inflammatory.
That's the only thing good about Lawry's, honestly, is the turmeric and the paprika, but it's not smoked paprika, which is my favorite. And then it's got like other random spices, but really the reason why you want to kind of stay away from it is the sodium, and it's just because. Oh, let me flip my shrimp. The sodium in it is table salt sodium, and so it's just not the best option. So that's why I love that Addie Daddy has the pink Himalayan sea salt and then the regular sea salt. All right, we're getting some nice color on these.
And we are pretty much done with my shrimp.
And that's why I love working with shrimp and seafood. The last time I went live on here, I did a shrimp dish, shrimp stir fry, because a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't have time to make dinner. And we've been on less than 30 minutes, and these are pretty much ready to go. Mine probably needs like a minute more. And we've been talking. You're not going to be doing all this talking when you're cooking. So this could be something that's done in like 15 minutes. So, and I could have cooked my peppers a little bit longer. You just would saute them a little bit longer. And one thing you might notice is like if your pan ever gets like this and some of the seasoning starts to stick, it's not burning. So what you can do is either add some broth or water. If you're doing an Italian dish, you could add some white wine. And then it's going to get all that goodness up.
So, I'm glad that you mentioned Italian. I actually use everything for a lot of my Italian dishes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would be good in like some Alfredo.
Yeah, real good. And you know what? Another thing about it is, so I like to mix some of those seasonings together. A good combination is the everything and the honey chipotle.
Okay, and that was another one I grabbed that my shrimp was about to have a situation, so I had to make sure I paused. Hey, it's Pretty Pink, thanks for tuning in. Hey, and Impossible Feet, thanks for tuning in as well. We're almost done with our shrimp fajitas, and I'm just going over some of the other seasonings that I love and by Addie Daddy. So the SPF was one that's steak, burgers, and fries. It's got some good stuff in it. Then the everything, which Adiola was talking about, is perfect as a perfect replacement for Lawry's. Less salt because it has sea salt. And then he was talking about the honey chipotle, which is a good one that I've used on seafood. I used it on some pollock the other day because I was talking to a friend about this actually. I feel like cod, pollock, and haddock, I'm just not in love with the texture of it or with the flavoring, but I put this on it and it was really good. And then I broiled it in the oven. So all I did was drizzle some. Actually, I sprayed. Let me go get my sprayer to show you. So if you're somebody that uses a lot of Pam or spray oil, this is a misto spray, and I've used it. I used it earlier this week in a salmon video. But basically, I can't like show you without spraying it. But let me flip it around. So you basically have to pump the top of it, and it creates a sprayer situation. And this is kind of awkward because I normally would do this on the counter, but this is a good replacement because it will spray out the oil, so that way you don't have to buy things like Pam. So what I did is I put that on the haddock, and then I just added on some of the honey chipotle, and it was amazing. And so, all right, let's see. We got some more people in the comments. Hey, Diaco by Nahadis. Not sure if I'm saying that right. Hey, you're a dog. Thanks for tuning in. We're almost done with our shrimp fajitas. And so I'm just going over some of the other seasonings that I love. And so this is the honey chipotle that Adiola mentioned. And it has Himalayan pink sea salt, honey granules. So it's basically little pockets of honey that when you cook it, let me check my shrimp. I don't want them dry out. Pause. Sorry. So yeah, they are done. So I'm gonna turn them off. But the honey granules, they basically are a way to add kind of like dry honey to. I know that sounds weird, but kind of a way to add dry honey to your dishes, so the honey flavor without having to break out using actual honey. So yes, so we have the Himalayan pink sea salt, honey granules, chipotle pepper, onion, garlic, cumin, spices, and then less than 2% of the rice concentrate. And once again, the rice concentrate is just so it doesn't stick together. And it's a more natural version of what's called an anti-caking agent, because most other seasoning blends, they use silicone dioxide or another one that I cannot think of. So rice concentrate just comes from rice, but it's such a small amount that it's not necessarily going to throw you off if you're doing like keto or something. All right. All right. Your doll says, does it have a sweet kick to it? The honey chipotle, yes. So I would say it's more of a kick than a sweet. And so be careful because the chipotle pepper is pretty spicy in it. It's not overwhelming. Like if you're like a hot sauce fan, which actually he does have hot sauces also.
I sure do.
Then you'll be fine. So I like it. It's one of my favorites. Hey, Mom's Planning, thanks for tuning in. Hey, Darius Nightingale, thanks for tuning in. Let me check. How much sodium does it have in the honey chipotle? So for all of his seasonings, I noticed that it's about 5% of your daily amount, and that's if you are doing a quarter teaspoon. So sorry, there's a seasoning stuck under my nail. So 105 milligrams. But because it's pink Himalayan sea salt, the type of sodium is a better option than table salt. And it's not going to be as salty as well. Say again?
When you break it down, I actually did this exercise of like going to Chick-fil-A and all those other restaurants. It's a fraction of the amount of sodium that you intake in a day.
Right. And that's the thing. That was, I'm not sure how long you've been following me, Your Doll, but that's something that's super important to me, is to not have high sodium options, because one of my platforms is to help decrease the rates of high blood pressure, diabetes, and obesity in the African American and Latino communities, because the way that we are marketed is you need to put Lowry's in everything, or everything needs to be deep fried. And we're in the South. I'm in Georgia. Adiola's in Texas, which is debated as the South. We'll include you because you're in the Southern. Y'all are just different. It's just different. But that's one of my big platforms, because we're just sold this bag of goods of like, hey, like everything needs to have high sodium, deep fried in butter, fried Oreos, all this other stuff. And I'm not about that, because it's something that, especially with Corona, it's something that puts us at a higher risk. My husband has diabetes, and so it's very important to me to not perpetuate or to spread other things that will increase those rates of those illnesses in our community, because we already have higher rates. We're already predisposed to them. I don't want to add to that. And there's no reason to have that when you can have good tasting food without having to worry about that. So great question.
Exactly. And I actually started this because I got high blood pressure using Tony Satchery's. I'm sure other things kind of, added to it. But that was one of the driving forces for me creating lines of seasonings, to be able to give us flavor at the same time, not put a whole bunch of bad stuff in our bodies. I mean, we
Right.
see what's happening with COVID right now. It's targeted towards us because of our eating habits.
Right.
And for me, I believe in a balanced eating habit. So that's why you see some sugars in my stuff because, we only have one life. We want to enjoy some things, but everything's in moderation. And I want to be able to
Right.
give that out and still have great tasting.
Agreed. And that was another reason why I really loved your stories, because you have like a personal investment in it. Clearly you made it for yourself and for your family. And sorry, I'm trying to type and talk at the same time. But I love supporting companies that have a mission and that have a purpose, and it's not just doing it in a selfish way. And it's just yes, like, I mean, I cook recipes that have honey in it. I cook recipes that have brown sugar in it, but it's not, so it's whatever you're making at home. Correction, let me not say that. Not whatever. The recipes that I make at home are leaps and bounds better than the recipes I can find online. Because not online, I'm sorry. When I go to a restaurant. Let me stop typing and talk to y'all. So the recipes that I make at home, so any recipe that I suggest to you, even if it has a little bit of butter, a little bit of honey, a little bit of sugar, those are things that are going to make you not want to overindulge in something else. And it's going to be way better than like a Chick-fil-A, even though I go to Chick-fil-A. It's a thing. I do it. It's fine. No big deal. It's going to make you not overindulge, and it's going to have way less sodium and way less fat, way less salt, which is sodium on my platform.
Exactly.
It's going to have way less than what you would order. So you can know that for the foods that you're making, especially if you're still quarantining, you don't have to be as cautious with things that I recommend, because I'm already looking at that. I don't really cook with a lot of salt. I don't add salt to the majority of my recipes, except for like a quarter teaspoon, things like that. So, all right, we got some more questions. Let me scroll up. All right, so somebody asked, where can you get them? So if you go to my account, Chef Ashley Shep, and then click the link in my bio, there's a code there. So just use my name as the code, and you'll get 15% off. And it has a link to Addy Daddy Seasonings. So go to my account, click on my link in bio. It's at the top, and it just says Addy Daddy Seasonings. Use the code Chef Ashley Shep, and you'll get 15% off. So when you're going, I suggest picking up the everything. Use it on everything instead of Lowry's. The SPF is another one of my favorites. And then the honey chipotle. And so he has a lot of different combinations. If you're thinking, I don't want to get this isn't a large bottle, but I need to get the size you have. But in reference to other seasonings, it's this is 4 ounces, which is about the average size. I can show you some of my other seasonings so you can get a good gauge. But he has mini packs if you just want to try it. And with the mini pack, you could probably do 2 to 3 recipes with it. So if you just want to test something out, that's an option. All right. Let's see. Okay, let me scroll up and make sure I answer the questions. Hey, Corey, thanks for tuning in. All right, your doll said that's amazing, and that's important. I assume she's talking about when we were going on our salt tangent. I'm gonna think she's saying that. All right, that's awesome. Thank you. Yes, so make sure you use code Chef Ashley Shep for your discount. All right, she said, I'm trying to change, but I love my seasonings. All right, mom's explaining which things do you love, and then we can help you to still have the same taste, but not have to deal with all the sodium.
Exactly.
All right, let's see. Okay, yes, we need some sugar. Hey, St. Michael, thanks for tuning in. Hey, brown skin cutie. We are finished with our shrimp fajitas, and so we're gonna start plating so we can eat. Oh, mom's planning life said, what's the closest to seasoned salt? I would say to everything. So
that is the closest. It's been such a long time since I've used seasoned salt. Because this is so easy to me. Because like I just grab a bottle and I just cook with it. And one of the things that I noticed, like when using like Tony's or Lawry's, I still have to go in and grab onion powder, garlic powder, etc. to make the dish taste good. So I'm pretty much skipping a step with the seasoning.
Yeah, and just to go over what's in it again, I don't know if you were on here, but Himalayan pink sea salt, which is a healthier version of salt. Any kind of sea salt is a healthier version of salt. Garlic, onion, spice, black pepper, smoked paprika, cumin, parsley, and then rice concentrate. The rice concentrate just makes it not stick together. And even that is a healthier, come on camera. Okay. Even the rice concentrate is a healthier version of some of the other seasonings that you have, because they generally use silicon dioxide, which is an anti-caking agent, but it's a chemical. The rice concentrate is just a part of rice. that they don't normally use for things. So good question. Mom's planning. All right, I'm gonna get my plate and I'm gonna start plating. Okay, so he made his chipotle cream sauce earlier, and I can't open my can of chipotle. So I'm not gonna have the cream sauce because I'm gonna have to get my husband to come down here and figure out how to open. Oh wait, I can do the other side. Ingenuity. I can open it from the bottom. I'll try that off camera just in case anything goes down. And so I'm using some whole wheat high fiber tortillas. And you could use spinach tortillas. If you are doing low carb, you can do, you don't even have to do tortillas. You could do lettuce wraps.
And for those that don't like flour, you can always pick up corn tortillas as well.
That works as well. And we could have also warmed up our tortillas. I didn't think about that. You know, when you want to eat, you want to eat. So, all right.
All right.
Cilantro.
So I'll already start plating mine.
Okay. Can you tilt it down just a smidge? Okay.
Yep. So I already have my tortilla. It was been warmed up. And then just added some shrimp to it, some cilantro. And I'm going to add my cream sauce.
And if you tuned in late, the cream sauce is just the adobo.
Sour cream and the adobo sauce.
So it's I think you use a 1/4 cup of sour cream.
Yep.
Yeah. So just a 1/4 cup of sour cream and then adobo sauce. So you don't actually have to. Did you use the actual peppers or just the sauce?
I just use the sauce.
Okay. So there's actually peppers in here, but you can drain them and then you can use the peppers for something else if you just use the sauce. If you want something really spicy, I would add a pepper or two to your actual shrimp fajitas.
Yeah.
Then
I was a little hesitant to put too much on there because it is spicy.
It is very spicy. So be careful. Use sparingly. All right, let's see. Let me check the comments. I think everybody's just oohing and ahhing and looking and ready to eat. Oh, go ahead.
If you love the spice, you've got to get the hot sauce.
Let me get the hot sauce. I'm not like I like spice, but I'm not like I'm the type that doesn't like spice just to have spice. I like spice with some flavor. And so, which I would say yours has. So Texas Blaze hot sauce. Of course, in Texas, everything's bigger and better and spicier. And so I'm just saying that because y'all say that. I'm not actually in agreement with that. But for this one, so this one is a little higher in sodium, but not much. But it's hot sauce, so hot sauce has a little bit more sodium. But we got jalapenos, distilled vinegar, water, onions, carrots, habanero. That's where the heat comes from. In addition to the jalapenos, garlic, sea salt, and then spice. So this is available either on my link in bio, or you can go to addydaddy.com or addydaddyseasoning.com, and you can check that out. All right, are we ready to eat?
Yes, we are.
All right.
It is time.
Okay, Sharita said she ordered the trifecta. Perfect. Can't wait to try it. All right, let us know how it is, Sharita. All right, let me turn it.
And don't forget to check out the website. We also have recipes on there too.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so yeah, if you are trying to order, you can go to the link in my bio and click on Addy Daddy Seasonings at the top, and then use code Chef Ashley Shep and you'll get 15% off. So, Sharita, I think you will love the trifecta. She's actually in my Facebook group, which for those of you that are not in my Facebook group, you need to head on over there. And I'll put the link. Let's see. Will Instagram cooperate? But the group is called Food Fam with Chef Ashley Shep. And we post recipes, we post ideas. I actually teach. I'm a teacher by trade during the day when school's in. And so
what do you teach?
Previously this year with Rona, things changed throughout the year. And so I started teaching English language learners grades K through 3rd. And so the students that were new to the United States, I teach them English. I speak Spanish. And then I had 2 classes of STEM. And then by the end of the year, I just was teaching English language learners in 5th grade. So next year, that'll probably be what I do full time. But yeah.
I'm always a teacher as well.
Okay. What I think you told me that. No. Elementary. I'm trying to remember. Did she teach elementary school?
Middle school.
Middle school. Okay. They're scary. I can't do it. They're scary. But all right, time to eat. Okay.
Yes.
Got my tortilla. I need to make my husband a plate too. I thought about that. He's upstairs with the baby. I'll feed him.
Maybe I should make my wife a plate.
You probably should. That would be nice. That would be a good.
Yeah, right about that.
All right, so get an area.
We can do it as soon as we get done with the live.
Say again?
So we can do it as soon as I'm done with this live.
Yes, and so just to get a nice zoom in there, we got some nice texture on there.
Oh yeah.
Very good. I need to try. Not too talk with your mouth full, but
Not too salty at all.
And if you want, you can add salsa on here. It really doesn't need it. But unless you're just like a salsa. Avocado would be good too. I have one of those actually. I might do that. But deliciousness. And this one we use the Taco Loco seasoning. Sorry. We use the Taco Loco seasoning. And I don't even have the chipotle cream sauce on it, and it's still good. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's see. I think everybody's good in the comments. So thank you all for tuning in. Once again, I am Chef Ashley Shep. This is Mr. Addy Daddy himself of Addy Daddy Seasonings and Sauces. And if you would like to check out these, then click the link in my bio and then click Addy Daddy and use code Chef Ashley Shep for 15% off. Diaco by Nahale said, can't wait to try it. Yes, let us know which ones you're getting. When you do try them, tag me, tag Addy Daddy so we can see what you're cooking. And honestly, I was going to say that if you're somebody that's like, I don't really know how to cook, these are perfect because literally all you need is some type of oil or butter and then the seasonings and you're good to go. And that's it. And it's foolproof. And because it doesn't have the regular salt in it, you don't have to worry about over seasoning, which I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know how much seasoning to use. And that's one thing that I like about these is that it's pretty much foolproof because you would have to do like half the bottle to feel like it's too salty. And I know you're not going to do that. So, and I'll post my recipes as well. I'm on my account using them if you need some inspiration. And I've already posted some inside of the Food Fam. And if this link is not working for you in the comments, same thing, go to the link in my bio and then you'll see Food Fam with Chef Ashley Shep. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you have a delicious dinner. And thank you, sir, for joining me.
Yes, thank you.
And I'm going to finish eating this.
Me too.
All right. Talk to you all later. Bye.
All right. Bye.